Leading our relatively sheltered lives here on the friendly island of Bahrain, and being the only one not on Twitter, Instagram or Facebook, imagine, then you might not have known that Bahrain was busy at Expo Milano 2015 in the month of May, building a pavilion entitled Archaeologies of Green, which was part of Feeding the Planet Energy for Life theme. Well, 6 months on, and the plant's flowering or bearing fruit, and it's all over. Not. Now Sheikh May bint Mohammed Al Khalifa, President of Bahrain Authority for Culture and Antiquities, along with her team, are basking in honor and glee, having received the silver medal for the best pavilion built on a plot larger than 2,000 square meters.
صباح الخير جميعا، أرحب بكم في قاعة متحف البحرين التي منها دائما ننطلق بالأخبار الجديدة للحضور لمن يتابعون أنشطة الثقافة. هذا الصباح يعقد هذا المؤتمر للتركيز على مشاركة هامة لمملكة البحرين في إكسبو ميلانو. هذا التجمع العالمي الذي يتم كل 5 سنوات والذي تحاول جميع الدول أن تقدم أفضل ما لديها. البحرين
Sheikh May continuing offers special thanks to His Majesty King Hamad and both Their Royal Highnesses the Prime Minister Prince Khalifa bin Isa and the Crown Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa for the important roles they played, along with Her Highness Sheikha Sabika bin Ibrahim, who expedited proceedings to ensure the tropical plants did not deteriorate during shipping. The award is one thing, and the Italian ambassador to Bahrain, His Excellency Alberto Vecchi, was very hearty in his congratulations.
Congratulate all of you for this splendid achievement, which is really something very important. Splendid, but not exactly unexpected as far as I'm concerned. We were here 6 months ago, exactly 6 months ago, at the opening of the Milan Expo, and I had the occasion to say that if the Milan Expo was a contest, Bahrain had already won. Basically, it had already won before the opening the hearts and minds of the people in Italy and the experts of these kind of exhibitions. And then it turned out that it was a contest, actually, or there was a contest, and in fact Bahrain won. And I'm very happy. I've been a good prophet to this. Being second in the most important category, which is architecture, after France, if I'm not wrong, and before China. Well, it is no minor achievement at all. So I'm extremely happy, extremely proud, and thanks again to Your Excellency Sheikh May for having been strongly committed behind this project that turned out to be a huge success. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much.
Bahrain culture was fully represented around the garden too, with indeed fashion and handicraft displays, and the rather brilliant police band marching around. Now, if in fact you did hear about this from Facebook, or whatever other social media, here comes the OMG bit. Costing close to budget of 5 million dinars, the entire building in Milan is not going the way of most exhibition structures to the scrap heap. It is going to be dismantled brick by brick, and then shipped to Bahrain, and rebuilt near Beit, or house of, Sheikh Isa bin Ali, in the northern Bahrain island of Maharak. Who Does What.tv would like to be privy to that, and wouldn't mind video documenting it, GoPro by GoPro. Head of Architectural Affairs, Noura El-Saya, has the project details well mastered, and is more than pleased with the patronage.
So just to get a bit of an idea of the numbers, over the 6 months in Milan, there was 20 million visitors, which is more or less the numbers that they had expected. And we were extremely happy at the end. We found this out just a few days ago, that we received over 2.3 million visitors. So over 10% of the amount of visitors that came to the expo, which we're really happy about. When you're in the expo, it's a bit difficult to kind of judge these things, because some pavilions have enormous queues. And actually because in the design of our pavilion from the beginning, it was really important that there was an open and free flow throughout the pavilion, so people wouldn't have to queue. And when you go to the expo, sometimes you get the impression that some pavilions have more visitors than others because they have 6-hour queues. And actually, it's quite the opposite. I think our pavilion ended up having a lot more visitors than most of the pavilions that had queues because there was such an open flow of people going through at all times. And then another number that's quite interesting to look at is we've compiled all the publications that were written on the Bahrain pavilion at the expo and the readership that all these publications have, and that amounts to another 20 million people. So I think in terms of what we've invested, which of course is an important amount of money that we're well aware of, but it's still a lot less than other pavilions around us have invested. I think the return on investment in terms of positive image for Bahrain and positive publicity has probably far exceeded what we've invested in this pavilion.
So who designed this flexible, prefabricated concrete? Well, a Dutchman by the name of Anna Holtrop of Studio Anna Holtrop out of Amsterdam.
The Ministry of Culture invited 5 architects for a competition, and the brief was to talk about the agricultural heritage of Bahrain with its old farms and its old fruit trees. And Bahrain is known as a country of the 1 million palm trees, or the land of Eden is being referred to. And I won this competition in the proposal to make a series of enclosed gardens where you would walk through the space, through garden, through space again. And each of these gardens would have then a dominant fruit tree and fully fruit-bearing. So we bought trees for in the pavilion that are more than 100 years old, that have the beautiful character of the trees, and were all bearing fruits during the expo show. From the start, when we were working on it, we started working on it last year in April to work on the design of it. It was clear that we wanted to move it afterwards to Bahrain, which, to move a building is a really, really big thing, because the building is heavy, it's concrete, it's of an enormous size. So we knew that from the start, so we had to develop a building construction method. We had to think about how do we do the joints of things to be able to, not only put things together, but to dismantle it in perfect pieces. Being able to put them in sea containers to have them shipped here and to rebuild it again. And besides that, I'm working on several other projects that evolved out of this one here in Bahrain. I started my second studio. My original studio is from Amsterdam. I am Dutch, but I started my second studio in Bahrain in a beautiful old courtyard house in Mubarak.
And Mr. Holtrop adds about 5 months to dismantle, 5 months to build, so a year in all before we see it up and running in Bahrain. This is Geg Hopkins for WhoDoesWhat.tv.